then we see here that 3 would do with 4, but that's not the point. That must be 3 with 2 then. 1 with 2.
Then we have just three couples. So it's what's it?
You have 3 with 2, 1 with 3, and 2 with 1. Okay, those are the options.
So again, please, what is the first one?
3 plus 2.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the first number 3 can actually choose the topic.
So I'm gonna be choosing the topic.
Yes.
Sport.
Which topic do you like?
Sport.
Sports.
Yeah.
Yes. Good. Sports. And will you be in favor or against?
In favor.
Okay. Daniel, sport in favor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
And number 2, that's me, right? Against. Are you ready that I disclose the question?
Sorry, question. It's 2 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah, after the question, you have 1 minute with your team in the chat to discuss points. Okay?
Mm-hmm. How would we discuss it when we were 3 people? Because for Dana, Esther, it's simple. But the other teams have 3 people.
Good point. What do you suggest?
That they just
breaking rooms.
That we organize a breakout room.
Yeah.
Yes, that would very much help.
Ooh. Breakout room. Yes. Wait a minute.
Yes.
Create. I create 3 rooms. Assign manually. Create. Okay. Room 1. Rename. Team.
Okay, I think I
Team Kimson.
Mm-hmm.
Room 2. Rename. Team House. Room 3. Rename. Team Daniel. Okay, got it. Right. Fred, you are co-host. Are you aware?
Yes, I'm still there. Yes, yes. I have to check because they have, of course, in regards to recording. I think I'm going to open my mobile phone because otherwise we cannot record.
I will help you in a minute, but let's disclose the question because we're all eager to know the question, right?
Yes.
Should breakdance be an Olympic sport? Should breakdance be an Olympic sport? Yeah. So, Daniel in favor, Team Els against. Now, we have the question?
Yes, yeah.
Then let's see if I can assign Federico and Italia. Can you see, Frederica and Italia, that you can join the room? Open all rooms?
Yes.
Okay.
I see it.
And then Team Daniel. Assign to Team Daniel. And now I have to go to the team as well, eh?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus. How do I join the room again?
Just click below on when you go leave room. Leave. You can leave the breakout room.
But I thought I had assigned the rooms.
Okay.
Join. Yes.
Please use my mobile for joining the room.
It's a good exercise. So we're exercising with assessing creating breakout rooms and assessing people to it. So.
Yes.
Sorry, should I leave the room now, or because?
Yes, you can leave the
Yes,
rest can
if there's an
maintain.
option, yes.
Because I couldn't find the breakout room which I can join.
It says when you tip on the right side on more, you see join breakout room. When you go to the dots, it says join breakout room.
Actually, I don't have the option. I don't see the option.
It's when you're at below on your computer, it says at the near reactions, you got three horizontal dots, and there you can join the particular breakout room.
That's weird.
But I think Kim Tin and our team has to stay in the main room because I'm recording, and otherwise the recording gets lost.
Oh yes, we have to stay in there.
Yes, can find it. Esther, can you find it? And when you go to the bottom side on the screen, you see where the chat is, share screen, reactions, and next to that there are 3 dots, horizontal dots. And when you click it, then you see the join breakout room, and then you see the breakout rooms appear.
No, it's the layout is a bit different from my side, so
Okay.
I didn't see the breakout room. Why?
Esther sees the breakout room. You can join the team when you see that team Kim Tim, Team Daniel, and Team Al. So, but you cannot see it, Daniel.
No, I mean I can show you my screen, right? It's
yes. Okay, to share it. Normally, it can be 4 squares on the side, on the left side.
Wait,
That's also a possibility.
No, I mean the smaller. Sorry, it's a Chinese as well.
Daniel, just when you're within your Zoom screen, to the right, is there no option in blue, leave a room or join breakout room?
No, if I leave, then I leave the room, I think. Directly.
Can you see? Yes.
No. So you can see, pick leave room. There's something which is called leave meeting, which you should not press because then you leave the meeting. But you can leave the room because then you will get in the other room.
Yes, but I see on your screen, when I see correctly, I see next to record, next to share screen, I see 4 squares where the breakout rooms should be there. If I see correctly now, you should be able to see 4 squares. It's either on the bottom or on the left side of your computer.
No, because it's not the first time I use Zoom, but I think I'm not sure. Maybe someone needs to give me.
Maybe else can appoint. I sent else a message. Else, can you appoint people to the breakout room because it doesn't function this way? I think you have to bring them to the breakout room. You can also get people to yourselves to the breakout room.
Yes, there was a point. I see Esther under Team Daniel, but she said not join. Move to.
Oh, what? Who said not join?
It says Team Daniel. It says, and you have to click join on the right hand side. But Daniel cannot join the three.
I don't receive the click or
request to join breakout rooms.
Yeah, but I don't see Daniel anymore. Oh, there.
Would you mind trying again, else?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
No, no, Esther is not in the breakout room. Yes. Do you see now? Okay, great.
Ah.
Else, yeah, else you can come back to your breakout room. Our team.
Am I the only one who can do this?
Yes, yes, as
Oh.
host.
Oh, sorry.
No, no problem, no problem.
We kind of finished our discussion, so let me see.
Okay,
Do
so
you want
you go back.
Fred,
I stay in the main room due to the
Toastmaster
recording.
Fred? Mobile Fred to assign?
Yes, because the whole main room needs to be yes. Okay, now we can Kim Tin, now we can join the main room, the breakout room, because my mobile is connected to the yes. Okay.
Sorry. Yes.
You can also join breakout room.
Hi.
Yes. Kamal, you want to join breakout room? Yes. Okay. Great.
Hi, Fred. Where are the others? I think you unmuted yourself, Fred.
Yes. I'm back now.
Mhm.
In which room I am?
Yeah, I think we shall start. Yeah.
Yo,
Okay.
it's not our turn, but we're ready. Ah,
I think I'm going to start speaking now.
Mhm.
Can you all hear me?
Yes.
yes.
Okay. It's in the subject of in the topic
So
that
wait, lady. You have to have an opponent. We are not your opponent yet. Your opponent is the other team. So please wait until they're here to hear your statement.
Okay.
So just to confirm, it's pro, against, pro, and against, right? And it's 2 minutes per round. Okay.
You're muted, else. Okay.
Yes. Are we ready?
Yes, we are.
The floor is for team 3.
I think I'm going to start. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Thank you for the meeting. The subject is the next Olympic play for breakdance, which we are pro for because it's already going to be in 2024. The next Olympic Games. It's going to be the debut in Paris. And one of the team members, Toastmasters, Daniel, is one of his greatest hobbies. And also, my sons, which are now 30 and 28, when they were very little, they already did breakdance. So I think it's for the next generation. It's a new thing. It's very logical there because they grew up with breakdance. So, and I think it's the age to do this now also. And because it was already, and it is still popular to do breakdance.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know if I find it a bit difficult. Thank you. I don't know if Daniel wants to add something to it.
No, I think we'll make it an easy start. So we'll wait for the opponents to give us some more challenges. Yeah.
Okay.
Have you ever experienced any kind of subjectivity when you were in the school or when you were at work about taking decisions? Probably yes. And you were angry because they didn't choose you for the right reasons. Maybe someone was promoted and you felt that it was unfair. Maybe one person got a highest mark than you and you felt that it was unfair. But why? Because it was chosen by the mind of the person. In most of the sports, you have styles, you have scores, and you have things that you can evaluate easier. I suppose about football. I'm not a football player, but hey, you win because of the goals. But what happened with breakdance? I know it's extremely cool. I have a lot of friends who practiced it when I was in high school, and they were amazing dancing breakdance. They always impress us during the break in the school. But what happened that it was always unfair, in my opinion, is how do you measure it? Well, in the end, it will be, I like Luna's style or I like John's style. Why? Because in the end, there is not like a standard measure. Like in every single sport, you have measurements. You have things that create you an objective point of view. In the other one, it's more about a subjective point of view. What if you bring someone from Latin America that will measure it? Well, we will prefer Latin dances that are in a breakdance style. What if you bring someone from China? He will prefer the Chinese style. In the end, it's like, yeah, it will be very hard to have real judges who will be objective and not subjective, because in breakdance, it will not be about exactly your ability, how great you make the movements, but in the end, it will be about what I like as a person. And when I put that like or that thing that is me, it becomes unfair in the end. It's not going to be about exactly democracy or exactly something that we like. Just remember, when you were thinking as a kid or as a worker, did you like that they, let's say, not upskill, they moved someone to a higher role? Because it was unfair.
So just confirm, are we giving counter arguments already now, or?
Yes.
Yes, cool. Okay. So thanks, Federico, for the comment. First of all, I really appreciate your fruitful thoughts, but unfortunately, some of the truth are wrong. The reason is as follows. Breakdance is not creating out of nowhere. As Esther mentioned, it's already been existing for years, and there are already quite some standard competition for breakdancing. If you look at, for instance, the Red Bulls, Battle of the Year, there are standard judges to evaluate from different perspectives who's doing good or bad. So for instance, I can tell you from my experience, if we're talking about the global level, there will be one judge specifically focusing on the creativity, one judge specifically focusing on difficulty, and then the last judge specifically focusing on the group work. So long story short, the first point is that there are standard evaluation already with years of working experience. At least I would say in the past 30 years, there's already professional understanding of how it should be measured. And secondly, if we look back at Olympics, what is the spirit of Olympics and what is the history of Olympics? This is, as I would say, civilized humanity. Instead of having fights, we're doing sports to see what is our physical capabilities, etc., etc. So breakdancing is exactly matching the spirit of this civilized humanity and doing in a healthy and sporty way to measure which country and I will see which persons are performing the best. So these are my two counter arguments. Thank you.
I'm waiting for another argument of the other group. Is it, or when you're silent, then Daniel has won, then it's over?
Federico, do you want to respond?
I think that it should be either US or Italia. It's yeah.
Okay. Italian? Me? You?
Now you can go.
I can go?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I listened well, Daniel. Thank you very much for bringing to the attention that indeed it is already exercised at such a global level, and that somehow in a civilized Olympic spirit opportunity, obviously you can also take into account a breakdance routine or a breakdance sport. Yet it makes me still wonder where we then find the boundaries. Because breakdance, to what extent does it distinguish, for instance, from a style dance where you also have a global community, which is also very civilized, where there are also lots of rules and criteria, worldwide competitions. And I'm sure when you talk to those who are involved with style dancing, they will say that they need to have a very good, how you call it, condition in order to make it to the top level. So yeah, I'm slightly worried from, do you not open the field too wide? What I'm not entirely sure of, if whether it's a demonstration sport at the upcoming Olympics, or whether it is really a competitive sport. That might still be then where you can choose in the end, does it remain part and parcel of the Olympics, or is it once that it is on show and then later it's not? I do understand why you say that somehow you have to move with the times, and obviously breakdance is modern and has a lot of support within the whole world. Yet I also wonder, do we actually not open too many boundaries? And as my previous team member already mentioned, can it be just subjective or objectively enough to come to a clear winner? I would like to leave it at that. Okay, thank you very much. I would like to share now in the sense from, let's see if we can share an additional point.
Oh, okay.
If we want to be performing well at the debate, then actually it might be good to use the strongest argument. Yeah, often arguments will actually make you prevail and convince the audience stroke the other party. What do I think then about facts and figures? Often work well, in particular if they are somehow close to what is really true. Okay, so if you are way off with your facts and figures, it diminishes actually your strengths, but if they are near where it should be, it actually makes your argument stronger. Quotes and do not be afraid to somehow involve also emotion, because part of the debate actually will be won. Oh, luckily no grammarian. You win the debate partly due to emotion. Now, I have here that team 1 can now choose one of the topics.
Environment.
Environment. And will you be in favor or against?
I think as the other team 3 was 4, we should use 4 now, because then they will be against to have a good circle. So we will be 4.
You will be 4. Shall I show you the statement?
Yes.
Is organic farming the future of agriculture? Is organic farmer the future of agriculture?
Okay, can you put us in a breakout room?
Yes.
Or do we have to stay, Fred? Oh no, we can go in breakout room. Sorry.
Hey, stop share. Sorry. If you click, Fred has managed. Kim Singh, can you see at the bottom where you can click?
No, not yet. I only see leave, and I will leave the meeting. That's not a good idea.
I think Esther can now join. I do have everybody in the team of Kim Singh. Kamal, can you see where you should join? Kim Singh?
I can only see that I can choose to leave, and that's all. That's it.
But I have actually I have assigned you well. Now, Fred, you are there with both mobile as TM Fred, but you're not joined with And if
It
you
appears
press
in the
leave,
middle of
it
your
doesn't give you the option to go to the breakout
Tim,
room?
I'm already in the breakout room mobile, so you can also join.
So again, please. I'm here still in the main room, so.
Yeah,
Yes, I
know,
see
but
that. There are blocks at the bottom, but breakout rooms you can join.
Oh, I see. I have to click on. Yeah, join by. Okay, great. Yes, I will join.
Okay, see there. The rest can stay, or you can also go to breakout room.
no, we stay here in this room.
Okay, great. And then silence. Okay.
Bye.
Okay, great. So just like before starting one small.
But Fred, we might not like to hear you.
He muted himself.
Yes, better. Okay, there we are again. So, who wants to choose the topic? We still have media, health, or democracy. As we're the only three, we can discuss this now. But I'm not revealing the question.
We should choose media. No?
Media?
Yeah.
Federico? Are you in agreement?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
So how do you feel that the new rules of the social medias are reducing the democracy?
The rules of the social media.
Yeah, because let's say I have had those, let's say, harsh arguments with some friends who like to promote lies, like literally fake news. And for them, they have the freedom to share those fake news in the social media because it's their freedom. They are Americans, so the land of freedom. So I can create any lie. I had a very harsh argument with a denier of the Holocaust, and it was like, man, you are telling this to the wrong person because my family is the one who they were killed in Auschwitz. If you are telling me this crap, is you are telling to the wrong person, man. Tell it to someone else, but to me, I will never buy it, man.
I think what happens is that people use liberty without being responsible. I think if you have certain freedom, you need to be responsible and know what your actions are doing. Right. So if you're sharing this fake news, then.
Welcome back,
Hello.
Daniel and Esther.
Thanks.
Did somebody actually have April's Fool's Day joke played upon him today? No? No. I guess Corona affects that part as well. Last Saturday there was the division contest. Oh, they're back. Very good.
Okay, for your information, Kamal has told us that he needs to leave at 9. So just for that you know.
Okay.
Okay, Fred, go ahead. You're muted. You're muted.
Sorry. To the point, the best way is to use nature. In these times, a lot of things happening due to pollution with chemicals which are not only polluting the air, the soil, but also the people. Every poison you bring into in the soil, you get into your body again. This way, our bodies get polluted. When you pollute the soil, you get polluted, your manure gets polluted, it comes in the ocean, the fish gets polluted, and there we got a cycle where we're going to kill other life, other plants, and we keep more poisoning ourselves. Those definitely is to say something about this natural gardening, natural products, and stop using all those chemicals. And it will give us more health, but also more joy. And it's cradle to cradle. And when you want to be green, you need to use what nature is offering you. There is no argument which can discuss using chemicals, despite what you say. Thank you.
Thanks, Fred. So to add on to Fred points, so like what was you talking about cradle to cradle. So it's like when you use chemicals, it's like waste is generated and that waste we cannot reuse in other forms. But when we use organic manures, it's like you can reuse. So actually the organic manures are made from stuffs which are like actually wastes. And then we use it to make the nutrients in the soil more good, but it's better. So that is the another advantage of using organic farming. So that's to add into Fred, this was the other advantage which we would have for the organic farming.
You. Okay, back to the other, go to the other team.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, so yeah, thanks. First of all, I would agree with what Fred and Kamal said. I understand there's huge advantage of organic farming. And I mean, if you go to Alberta, etc., they're everywhere, right? But if you go one step back, let's imagine now we are in developed countries such as Europe, and everybody can already afford food. They can already afford the regular food. That's why we can afford extra expensive food like organic food, etc., etc. But if you look at other continents, if we look at other countries, or even go to a deeper level, if we look at United Nations sustainability goals, the goal is that by 2050, we need to eliminate poverty. So if you imagine 70% of the global population don't even have access to the clean water, to the proper food, how come we are talking about have these extra luxuries and talking about driving Tesla, etc., whereas other people cannot even have bicycle? So that's why I'm saying that it's still important to have organic food, but I think the priority should be focusing on helping those others to make sure that they have proper water, they have proper education, they have proper meat, at least have access to meat before we're talking about this extra luxury stuff. So that's why I think the right priority we should be focusing on. Thank you.
You know, also, I think Kamal, if you can respond to that.
Yeah, so I agree with you, Daniel. So like the less developed countries, we are focusing more on improving poverty and all those are the other goals. But like when we start degrading the environment, so there's a cost associated with it. So like we might not be able to see now, but later there will be a cost associated with it. So I think organic farming has to run parallel with other improvement areas, because later it might be an additional cost which will be coming over the people only. So it will be the burdening the later generation. So it's better like we move step by step, even in organic farming. And I agree, like there has to be a parallel improvement in reducing poverty and other stuffs. But yeah, but we have to go hand in hand, because if we go one step back in this stuff, so that later we'll be bearing a higher cost. So it's better like we move step by step, and it's like additional step, thus reducing the cost by improving on the organic farming. So that is what we would suggest for it. Captain?
Yes. Yes, and I would like to add is that people in the developing world also have the same right to a healthy life and healthy food as we do in the rich world. How can you ever think that people in China would not have not been entitled to a good health? It seems to me that you suggest there's a cost to it. Yes, there is maybe a cost, but we can try to lower the difference by giving subsidies and to encourage China to take care of its citizens as well. So I think it's, yes, organic farming is the future, but we have also to convince the governments to take more care of their citizens, and then we come, Daniel, to your SDG 1, no poverty.
And then I still have the last point to add, and this is a killing point. 80% of the soil is used for food for animals. If we only got half, then we would have no people in hunger.
Esther, Daniel.
Hi. I agree with organic food, but also I think it's very difficult to control what is organic, because here we have the luxury, we can see everything, and we can read on all the package, but who says what is really in that package? So the cost here, but how control it is not controllable what a farming is doing, not in the package. You can go to the farm and see there, and even then you do not know if there is chemicals or not. And I think also for in other countries, it's more difficult to control what's in everything. What's is it organic or is it chemical or is it both?
And to add on the point, I think just by giving a very much good metaphor, I think almost all of us appreciate diamonds, right? Or when we get married, we use diamonds. Maybe people are curious, like why am I saying about diamonds? But I'm using, is everybody having a diamond more important, or is everybody having proper clothes most important? So I think that's a very obvious comparison, really. Yeah. That's our part. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Great.
Wow, a true juggle act here. But yes, you did very well. Thank you very much. Shall we still have one more debate before
Yes.
we go to the table topics?
Yes, then you have it round. Yes.
Yes, one more round. Good.
So that's, what is it? 2 + 1. So it's team 2 and team 1. So it's, yeah.
I believe that our team will be in favor.
Yes, you can choose
right?
subject. Yes, team 2.
And then your team, Kim Sin, will be against.
Yes, that's Fred and me.
Okay. So we have actually decided that we would go for media. Can I see nodding of the heads of Frederic and Tanya? Good. Violent video games should be banned. Do you agree with the statement or not? Violent video games should be banned. Okay. And then I would like to show one more tip.
Okay. Oh, great. Yeah.
In order to somehow convince in a debate, deliver, speak as if you totally support the notion. Okay?
What do you mean notion?
The notion here is from violent video games should be banned. If I'm in favor of that, I totally will say, yeah.
Oh,
if you are against, you also express very fiercely why you are against. Okay? So, non-verbal expression that you are really supporting whatever you are bringing on the table. Earnest and excited message.
Okay, I'll go to the breakout room now.
Okay. Yes. And Fred, can you be a bit of a timekeeper, please? Oh no, Fred is not there. Daniel, can you be a bit of a timekeeper while we join the...
Where you're debating, right?
Yes.
Sure. I will grab my phone. Yeah.
I join now. Yes.
Are we the only two?
Yeah, they are preparing, I think.
Okay.
Is it the first time, Esther, you joined Toastmasters?
A few years ago, I went to a meeting, but I didn't feel safe, I think. I didn't feel welcome. So I said, maybe in a few years, I'm going to see another time. And I have a very difficult years behind me now. And I've stand for public, but on a real other way. So I think it's time for me now to improve, to see how I can improve myself if maybe if Corona is going to be gone. Because right before Corona, I was asked to go make how do you call it, a reading about the book I've written.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, because you know, I think Eastern culture. I'm Jewish and Indonesian, so I write about giving traumas through your parents to you, and gone on and on and on. So yeah.
Oh, cool. I mean, good to see you here. I mean, I've been Toastmaster for I think already 4 years, but it's really a huge benefit to me. Like I'm keep joining to keep up my speed, to keep my speech level, but it's really worth it, at least from a personal experience side. Yeah.
I really find it amazing how, and because it's online, how you all look very like exciting and happy, and there's a good vibe.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's also really the Toastmaster culture, because it's really like a failure-free culture where people come and then, you know, make mistakes, you know, even on purpose, and then try new things to improve. Yeah, so.
Yeah. So it's I think it's a little bit scary because yeah, standing before audience, it's always a one-way ticket.
Yeah, good one.
And now it's more like, okay, something is going to happen. And I must say, last time I was for an audience, it's not a really big audience, I think 150 people. I was just recovering from almost being dead. So it was very hard when my public was going like, wow, and I was really like, whoa, what's happening? So debate is something now that I'm like, oh wow, I need to learn that. But I'm also very aware of who I am in speaking. But I'm more nervous like this little public. It's like I'm 150 people. I don't care. But now it's like 10 people. It's scary.
Yeah, I think also, I think maybe later this year we might go offline again, so that it's also a different experience. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think this is a very, for me, this way it was really friendly to see the connection, and that was very important for me because, like I said, I think 3 years back I went to one and I really was like, I don't feel welcome.
Oh, really? You mean another Toastmaster or?
Yeah, I think it's in the Nifon Gebouw.
Hello.
Okay.
I'm going to mute.
We're just showing them that we're ready because we saw, oh, they're not there, but maybe they're waiting for us to come back. So
I will check whether I can send else a message.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I can't send a message.
Where are they? They were 3.
Yes, but yeah, but I can't. No, I thought I could send her a message, but then I have to switch to the breakout room, and that's not possible. So that's strange.
So Esther, have you also been at a NIFON? That's what I caught hearing.
Yes, I was telling Daniel that a few years back, I think 3 or 4 years back, I went to the Nivon Toastmasters. And the thing was, I didn't feel welcome. So I decided to wait a little time before I went. I want to go next time. But I had a very few difficult years. So it took a longer time. And I felt very welcome, and this Toastmasters here is so friendly and so opening that I felt myself welcome. And it was very big difference 2 years ago.
So did you visit the English speaking club or the Dutch speaking club? Because there are 2 clubs there.
I think both. I think I did both. Because it was around Christmas and I saw both, and with both I was like, I don't feel at ease. And I don't feel welcome. So then that was for me, it is, if I don't feel welcome, and maybe it was me, I don't know, it's possible. But
okay, welcome. Anyway, you feel welcome now. That's great to hear.
Yes.
That.
Yes.
Okay.
Team 2, start.
We are ready. And to start our presentation, I welcome to the floor Frederico.
Do we really want to stop violence and wars? Or is something that we just would like to pretend that they don't happen? Everybody would like to live in peace. But think for a moment, we create a lot of violent video games. A lot, not one, not twice. Let's think in Halo, Mortal Kombat, and all these games. And in the end, they are promoting fights between people. You create video games that there are wars between societies. And I joined to these things. So do we really avoid them? I can give you an example. When I was living in Poland, one of my former flatmates was from the former Soviet Union. That guy in the real life looked like a, let's say, kind of chill out person, relatively calm. But on the virtual environment, he was constantly playing extremely violent video game. And you could feel it, like when he was shouting at night, like at midnight, like, "Move to the hell, these kind of people, die, 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 die." And it was at midnight, not in the early. He didn't really care about who was there. We were living in a block of places, not in one room. So if I was listening, there was the people up, down, and our neighbors. And yeah, from time to time, my neighbors complained to me because I was a person who spoke some Polish. My neighbor pretended he didn't understand anything, despite that he speaks Russian. So there was a way to avoid it. And what I felt after living with someone like him for over a year is that in the real life, maybe he would like to go to the combat and be one of those warriors, but he didn't really. And the main reason why he didn't do it in the real life is one thing: we are not Jesus Christ, and we cannot revive. If you lose an arm, you lose an arm. You cannot make it like the Jedi's that Luke Skywalker, that if you cut it, you will add a new one. We cannot do it yet. And if you die, you would die. There is no way to revive you. It's like die. And then you need to pay a huge fee. So I'm wondering if my friend, let's say that guy, will be, let's say, in the real world, we're able to revive even though we were shot to death. Would you be the person who joined that people, or you will not the person who will go to the virtual environment? I leave you with that question.
Right.
I think this violence, it's just, nah, it's not violence. We get all good and bad in our side, in our life. We are playing. And when you go to a person, you got yin and yang, right? So you got both good and bad inside of you. So why should we stop violent games? Because if they don't express it in games, they can't express it in real life. And it's really, really fun doing it. All my regression is gone after that games. I don't understand why you're against it.
Okay, back to team 2 it is.
Okay. Yeah, as it's been discussed, it's a way to take out all that anger that people have inside themselves and put it, let's say, in a safe space. But the thing is that it doesn't always stay in a safe place. It also affects when people start losing the sense of reality and start not distinguishing when it's, you know, the game is so much that, like, the addiction is so much that just you don't distinguish what is real and what is not. And something that Federico was sharing with us in the discussion is that, for example, his roommate started also, like, subconsciously having kind of hate thoughts towards the people that were in the video game in real life as well. Maybe he was not killing them, maybe he was not, like, I don't know, shooting them, but he was starting to have, like, these thoughts against them. So what about that? There are other ways that people can deal with the anger they feel inside and with the violence they feel inside, like, that are more fruitful, like meditation or even, like, doing sports and etc. So why do we have to have violent video games for it?
I empathize with Federico and Italia as well, because it's so sad when you have a roommate who's aggressive and he's using a lot of violent games, and then he wants to go out and use violence against people. However, this is only a story. I mean, the majority of people is quite okay. The majority of people likes to play games. And why not give them the freedom to play games in the safety of their home? To avoid violence in real life, we have to stop giving people guns, like in the US. In the US, every day someone is shot. In the Netherlands, where people are not allowed to have guns, it's controlled much more. And why should you deprive all the young kids who want to play games of their fun? Aren't children allowed to have fun? Yes, some people have fun doing yoga and meditating or music, but other ones want to play games. And you should not deprive all the young kids from playing games, especially now in COVID times. They cannot really go out. Let them have their games. And what is violent? Some people think soccer is violent. I would say if they're really violent, yes. But a lot of games are great, and we should let the kids play the games, especially now in COVID times with a curfew. Okay.
Very good.
It. Yes.
Back to Toastmaster Fred.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to close my mobile phone. Thank you, all captains and all this panel, all from the panel. I think we all loved it, and we love to do it again, and hopefully the next time with more people, of course, because there's a lot of fun of it in this.
So, but we have still some speeches to do. And for this, I'm going to ask to Italia, our table topic master, to enter the stage. Miss Table Topic Master, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Fred. Well, okay. So today I will be presenting the table topics of this meeting.
Please unmute. Okay. Yes.
I'm on mute. Okay. So the purpose of this section is that some of you, like whether you volunteer or I choose you, will have the opportunity to practice an impromptu speech, which we kind of did right now as well. But anyway, so the theme of today is April's Fool Day, which is also the meeting theme. So yeah, I prepared a few questions, and well, who wants to go first? Anyone? Okay, Kim Team. So as you know, April Fool's Day is a day in which people make pranks or jokes, and even some brands and mass media get involved, which makes places like social media more entertaining. So the first question is, was there anything you saw or experienced today or any other April Fool's Day that you were expecting it to be a joke, but it wasn't?
When you work on Toastmasters, not only this club, because Toastmasters Worldwide Network, you see some people who you remember. So there was a lady when I went to the district conference, and I followed a workshop from her, and her name was Jessica Breitenfeld. She's quite active, she's funny, she always wins humorous competitions, etc. So today I logged on LinkedIn, and there were two people who had their birthday. One was a person I know and have known for 20 years. But the other one was, surprise, surprise, Jessica Breitenfeld. And I thought, hey, this must be a joke from herself because she's always pranking jokes. But it was her birthday. So that funny Jessica Breitenfeld, when I saw it was her birthday today, I thought it was a joke. But it happened to be true. So that was what I experienced today.
Good. Thank you, Kim. Oh, you're taking time, else? Thank you. Okay, so who wants to go next? Anyone?
Yes.
Okay, Federico. So, well, April's Fool is could be celebrated or experienced differently in different countries, in different parts of the world. For instance, in Mexico, our April Fool's Day is not in April, it's in December. And it's called Dia de los Inocentes. I don't know if in Salvador you have something similar. And one of the most common pranks you see that people are getting engaged or married, or they're announcing their pregnancy. So the question is, how is April's Fool celebrated in your home country, and what are the most common jokes?
I wouldn't say that in my home country is like there are a lot of celebrations, but I can speak about something that I live in Poland, where it's like, let's say, my second home country, where I lived for almost 7 years. One day in the morning, I was in the dorms because I arrived as a student 7 years ago, and strangely, my door was wet, and I was, why the door is wet after I opened the door? I was like, okay, maybe someone was drunk and they broke a vodka bottle at night, but it was not that. Then in the early morning, then I saw a lot of people throwing buckets of water to the woman, and I was, what's going on here, man? So in Poland, they have a very specific tradition that to get engaged and married, they need to throw buckets of water to the person that you love. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. Both of them are gonna be you can receive a couple of those buckets of water, of cold water, because it's Poland, so it's not, let's say, hot, and in your everywhere. There is no obstacle limit. So you could see a lot of people yelling and screaming and running around, and it was like, what's going on? So in their tradition, they believe that the way to find the greatest partner is that you need to wed the person that you love with a huge bucket of water. So if you go to Poland, you will enjoy that part because, hey, the April Fool part is that if someone likes you, maybe a couple of liters of water will be on your head or in your back.
Really cool story. Thank you, Federico. Okay, should we do one more or? Yeah, okay. So who wants to go next? Any volunteer? Okay. Fred. So the next question is, what's the best or the smartest April Fool's prank you've been victim of?
I must think very, very hard. Since it was a long time ago since I was caught in an April Fool's joke. Mostly because I joke on the joke. This way I'm always look serious when somebody tries to joke with me. So I don't remember that. The only thing what I remembered is that the last times that people tried to pull a joke on me, I counter-joked them. So they were telling me it was April 1st after when they fooled me. And I kept quite serious. I told them, you're too late. You overslept. It's still March, or it was April 2nd. And then they looked at me and they got joked themselves. But indeed, being fooled myself? No. And anyway, how can you make a fool of a fool?
Great. Okay, well, thank you. That would be all the questions for tonight. So go back to you, Toastmaster.
Okay. Creative.
Yes, thank you. So it is really enjoyable evening this. So I think we had all, I would like to have asked our visitors to tell how they like this evening. So this time I want to start with
a question, because I thought we were going to evaluate our debating.
Okay. Oh yes, yes, correct. You're correct. You're going to first to evaluate our debating. Correct.
Yes. Actually, I thought we might somehow do the evaluations on 4 points: arguments, delivery, responding to opposition, and teamwork. Yeah. So if we take these in mind, I will put them in the chat in a minute. That could guide actually our response to how we felt it went.
So can we just speak up? What do you want us to do?
Yes, please.
Okay. What I had to discuss with the team right start how we should speak, because you were 3 people at the start. So what we decided is that the one who knew the most of the subject would speak, and then so that is about teamwork. And then in the second round, you would see who wanted to add arguments. But the most important thing was the strongest speaker should speak first and most. That was on teamwork, our idea.
Okay. It was a clear strategy that you had in mind. Daniel, did you discuss a strategy with Esther?
Well, for myself, not really, because I mean, I very much need to debate very often, so I'm feeling kind of fine with this. So I'm just also supporting Esther and letting her choose whichever. Do you want to take the first or the second? Yeah.
Okay.
Esther, you want to add something extra? Like how do you feel about the debate?
I find it, I was a little bit scary for debate because I'm not used to it. But I think we, in the breakout room, I think we edit each other with the points.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe there were some good arguments which were included in the topic. And what I liked is when you actually could bring it up to a higher level. I noticed that a few times that you were almost what they call a helicopter view. So rather than going into the details, you also look from what impact does it have on a wider scale. I like that very much. I also, if I go to delivery, what I liked, Frederick, I saw, for instance, but also with Fred, that you start off almost on a speech level. So you bring it with a little story introduction as how do you start, or how do you come to your notion, and what does it do with you? I felt that was very strong as well from my side.
I would also like to add to that, indeed, the great idea with speaking is telling a story, and especially in debating, because a story is actually some kind of manipulation. Because who of you has a violent roommate? Only you, Federico. But it doesn't matter, because you bring us into the story like it's something which counts for all people. So if you take the story, we get emotionally attached, and then we forget that your roommate is only the exception. So that is a very strong technique which you can use in debates, which you did. And also, like Al said about Daniel, taking it from another perspective, well, maybe organic farming is good for you in the rich world, but there are a lot of other people taking it globally who have other difficulties. So that was also very powerful of Daniel, taking it to a helicopter view. Great, I liked it.
So how do we feel that we responded to the opposing parties? Can somebody say something about that?
Can we start by just asking who thought it was just also a good task to even speak about the subject? Who of you thought so? Just speak in your mind.
Yeah, I would say so, especially also because it teaches us to tell from different perspectives. Like if we are, like for me, my first exercise is easy because I'm a great dancer. But if I choose against it, then it also gives me extra chance to be against myself. So that's also a tricky exercise to do. Yeah.
That for myself, that played a part as well, from what is my personal conviction and to what extent do I support the position I am supposed to take in the debate. So yeah, that can be difficult.
Yes, I liked it well because I'm really against violent games. I'm against, but I had to speak in favor of it. It was great.
Does somebody want to add still some additional point? Did the slide help? Obviously, the breakout room session was far too long. That should have been more effective, more fluent, more speedy. But did the presentation part, did that support, or it didn't
Yes.
matter too much?
In my case, yeah, it did support that. I'm also not that much know with debates. I love the concept go into debate. So and also to be unprepared. So you have to be very creative and to work with this, quick decisions, interaction with your team, and so you learn how to also a little bit impromptu speaking and in a set where you have to combine it with thoughts of others. So I love the concept, of course. It required quick thinking. It required coordinating, teamwork, and also follow the leader. So let's play. You have to interact on somebody else's speech. So this got a lot of elements in, which also can be used in public speaking. So I loved it. So thank you for that, Els, for this, organizing this.
6 minutes.
Okay, then we conclude this. Okay, good. I think we have to close this. This is the end, right? So I still have to ask our guest to give the comment of this evening. So again, I want Federico to give his thoughts about this evening.
Thank you very much, Fred. I will say that the idea of creating a debate is a great thing. And this is a great way to interact with the people. Now, there are a couple of things that they could have been done differently. In my case, I have taken part in at least 2 Oxford debates in the corporate world. And I was always against my thoughts because I was against automation and I'm the person who builds automation. Even in Spain, I am in charge of that department, but I was against automation and I was against the BPOs, and my company was a BPO that if they were destined to fail. But in the second time, even my mentee gave the right argument to kill everyone. Now, what could have been done differently? The first thing is about the rules. It looked a little bit disorganized in that section. We could know, for example, about the breakout rooms and how much time you're going to have in that part. Why? Because when you have a debate, it's like you send the people there, but it's like the evaluation, like let's say the evaluation contest, that after you hear the speech, you have 5 minutes to be in the breakout room before you come back. So it will be similar that you have like 5 minutes to have a small discussion about the topic. The second thing, when you have a leader, the leader generally is the one who opens the conversation, is the one who starts, and then you have a person who concludes the debate. Because in this way, you have like a strong argument that starts the discussion, and then you have someone that needs to close it. Something that you could consider is, because I believe that you are a small club, is try to organize an experiment like this, maybe in the division conference or in the district conference, and try to organize a small debate. In Poland, that was when there was the regular meetings, there was a debate where people brought 2 arguments and they needed to plan it. So people had the time and they needed to think on it. And you can think about an Oxford debate. A second experiment, you could try to reach Adam Michalski. He is a Toastmasters in Poland, and he is very engaged in this idea about creating Oxford debates. So it's another way that you could try to create a joint meeting with them and just try to build it, because I believe that the idea of creating debates is something that attracts people. So I believe that you could try to create that event, try to bring other members or even from different clubs, like, hey guys, let's have a debate about what we could change in the, I don't know, in the tourist sector now that is dead. How can we bring people to Amsterdam? Really, it's like Amsterdam is the capital of everything and now is dead. Hospitality is dead. So what are the next steps to bring money and revive this sector? And that could be a small thing. And the main thing is try to bring a topic in that way, because I believe the idea is great. You have the things, but organization is what is missing. And about the timer, you could, let's say, you can I like have an official timer. Let's say have a third person that just measures, and in this way you will be able to have a let's say a stronger argument and a stronger way. Even you can plan it in advance, so you can build the teams. So then you create the show. Because when Adam invited me to his meeting like 3 weeks ago, I was the judge more than the speaker. I was there just to be the judge. He asked me like, "Hey man, tomorrow we have a debate. Can you come?" And it was, "Yeah, I can come." And that's what we did.
Thank you for your comments, Federico. Please put the name of this person and which club he is in the chat. That would be very nice. We can contact him. And I think Els makes some note about this. Okay, great. We will make a note. Els, you got his name?
Yes.
And indeed, a division level would be very great. When we just started, and as Kim Tin already told, this has not been done before in other clubs, and maybe it's a good thing to implement in other clubs as well. So thank you for your comments. Esther, the stage is yours. Now the second time as a guest here.
Hello, thank you to invite me for the second time. As I already told, some have heard it, some not. I find it a very friendly, inviting Toastmasters. So I like to join it. And the debating was a bit unusual for me. So I had a bit difficult to. I felt a bit scary, uneasy to do the debate, but I think it's a learning process. So I enjoyed it very much, and I need to learn how everything is working. So there's a little bit of problem. So I went out and I went in, but I enjoyed it very much. So everyone, thank you for your patience with me.
No, great, Esther. And to be frankly, it was the first time for me as well, because since we are a small club, we are still looking for new members, and the more members we get, the more speeches we get. But we will get definitely this in, and being uncomfortable. Yeah, when you're uncomfortable, you grow. When you get out of your comfort zone, you grow. So I love to welcome you to the club. I think we will send you in detail. I already sent you some information. Els has, when I correct, she has also your email address. But I will send you also information. Yeah, you got all the details. So you can apply and you can start, preparing. You get also for your first speech is, of course, the icebreaker. And the icebreaker is a speech where you have to introduce yourself. So I'm looking forward to your icebreaker. So in this case, then I think we have only now left as a club business. So first of all, I got an announcement. We have a winner, third place winner in division on evaluation, and that's our own Max. Our club member, he has been, and he has ended third on division level in club business. So really great. And that's for not being long a member in our club. So that's really a good thing to happen. I think the next thing, of course, meeting is the 15th of April. So maybe you got an idea, Esther, if you join, to make your icebreaker then. I will send you some information how to start up as well. But then we at least I've got already one speaker. I think at the moment also for the ones with the most are here, we have a new season of contribution course, half of a whole year contribution, and also upcoming is now in July. Thank you, Federico. Oh, just go. In July there will be executive change of executive team, but there we will receive some information on the mail. I think I covered the last thing all, right, Els? Or did I miss something?
Yeah, no, not for the minute. I think it was a nice meeting, but also a long meeting. So everything else we can do through the chat.
Yes.
Tim, as always, thank you very much for supporting us as well.
Yes.
And as a weekly coach, I sent you some information regarding to joining our club and becoming a member. So I
Yes.
thank you all for this fruitful and debateful evening. And until the next time.
Until next time.
Until next
See you
time.
Until next
Bye.
time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.